Hi guys, Martin here, another CarCast, another week on. Miserable day this morning, like really miserable. And yeah, nobody likes it when it's raining. Really. Well, some people like the rain, but you just can't put to give the pump some dampener on it. Yeah, forget the rain. I played 40k last night, and that was amazing. So one of my customers, Igor, my mate, if you're watching, he passed comments as I was getting ready for the game that I was probably more excited than I should have been. I was like, yeah, I am, but at the same time I was like, no, I shouldn't be that excited. I don't get to play games anymore. I burnt out with 40k when I used to go to that club in Wigan. Because it was all I was allowed to play, and let's not forget, ultimately that's one of the reasons War Games opened, is because the club in Wigan wouldn't allow anything other than Games Workshop games. It's quite narrow-minded, and said no, that's all we're doing, we're not diversifying things. And I wanted to play other things. There was nowhere to play other things. Mammoths were doing it. And to be fair, Mammoths do, and I've played a lot of different games with Mammoths. Predominantly they're a War Machine club, but they do, you see the odd game of 40k happening. I'm doing a bit of Gaslands and other bits, and Malifaux, that's where I first saw Malifaux and Batman, was at Mammoths, so I thanked them for that. But I got burnt out with 40k because it was all I was playing week in, week out. It was all my tournaments where I was my only game source. So to be excited about it last night was a massive thing, and it got me thinking that it's just not a bad game. The people who are putting it down are the people who probably are a bit burnt out with it because they played it for so much and for so long. Or the people who have just got a gripe about things, and those people just have gripes with the world anyway. Doesn't matter what you give them. If you gave them a winning lottery ticket, they'd find fault with it, some people. It's a game, and it's an enjoyable game, and if you play it in the spirit as I did with Lee last night, then we both took very competitive lists. We're both going to the ITC. Well, Lee's potentially going to the ITC. If he can get these, if he can get his Eldar painted, then he's going to get his ticket. So we'll know this weekend whether or not that looks achievable. And we both took competitive lists. So I've got a very competitive White Scar list, and Lee's got a ridiculously competitive Eldar list. He's running the Warp Spider list that pretty much is the same list that won the LVO. But it didn't mean we had to be douchebags playing against each other. So just stop this wobbling a little bit. Where's that out now? I've got a wobbly camera today. But yeah, it's not about the list that you take, it's about the opponents. And I know I've rattled on plenty of times before about the difference between ETC and ITC, but it comes down to it. There was a guy who was just I don't even think he was a troll. I think he just genuinely had a gripe about what had happened at an ETC event on a video, and he was going on, oh, you shouldn't be able to do this, and he was just salty. That's all it was. He just needs to sit back and enjoy things a bit more. If your idea of a game is spending loads and loads of money on Forge World products to then turn up and first one to roll highest wins, then fine, that's a format, and there's a game there for people. And I'm not saying all ETC players are like that, by the way, but from my experience of what I've seen in reports, and I've never been to an ETC event, but when I look at the lists that make it through to an ETC event, they're all overly optimised lists because it allows it, the rules pack allows it. The ITC doesn't. It's a much more casual format. We've just had another 2 people sign up last night who have never played in a tournament before. So I think we're on 33, I think it is now. I'd pass. We've hit 30, I know that much. We had one drop off and so on and so forth. But I would say 25%, maybe even a little bit more than that. They're not tournament players. They've never been in a tournament before. Hell, one lad, Hayden, is playing. He's only ever played 2 games of 40k. And he's like, yeah, it's the best way to learn. Go and play against some people, learn the game, and just have a laugh. Come down, have a good crack, play 5 games, and you know what? Just experience a weekend of having fun. That's what it's about, and that's what the money's for, and that's blah blah blah. But I've done that to death. But that's exactly what happened last night. So Lee and I, we didn't have a timer on, which is just as well, because I think we took like 5 hours for a game or something. Maybe not that long, but probably not far off. It must have been over 3 hours. Started about 7ish and finished at 10ish maybe. But we were having to go through and see how the mission works, and then mess around with deployment, and then I didn't have enough models, I was short, so I had to go and find some proxies, which was easy enough to find, but I had to do it. And we were rules checking with each other, because we're both new to our lists. I'm not new to White Scars, but I'm new to the formations and detachments. But I really enjoyed it anyway, and it was a ridiculously close game. So Lee had me on firepower. Ultimately, I didn't get first turn, and that's always a bad thing if I don't get first turn. And as a result, I probably scouted wrong. Not probably, I definitely scouted wrong. Left things clustered up, and he's got all sorts of templates, and he's got the big huge 7-inch D blast. Now fortunately he rolled really badly, but I still rolled badly as well, and I lost a lot just on the first turn. Then took into his Wraith, and I took into his platforms, and there was loads of just good funny moments. There was a point where a support platform, or whatever they're called, the big D cannon things that the Eldar have, just really badly rolled. It needed 2s to wound, and 6s obviously would have been D, and it rolled 3 1s, and sort of like went, alright, well, we'll fire the next one, and then that scattered off the unit that he wanted onto another unit, which was fine, so he was still hitting. So it was a lucky scatter. As it happened, he ended up hitting more people, I think. Oh no, he didn't. He only ended up hitting 1 bike, but he then rolled a 1. And we were just laughing. It was like a con link between them, sort of. Dude, ballsed up here, you need to have a go. Yeah, dude, ballsed up as well. It's things like that where the 1s pop out and such. I think that's what makes the game fun. And it went through. He was very unlucky on the Maelstrom objectives that he was rolling. He kept rolling for objective number 1, and my drop pod was on objective number 1, so I constantly had objective number 1, and he couldn't really do much about it. And I didn't even try to land on objective 1. I actually scattered back onto objective 1, weirdly, but it saved the game for me, and it went on. At turn 5 I was 6-2, I think it was, up, or 6-3 up in points, and then we went on, and I knew that if we went on he had a good chance of coming back, because I just had no models left. And anyway, it ended up I think it ended up 8-4 or 8-5, because I took him away from the final objective. We were playing mission number 1, the modified Emperor's Will, and I took him away from both objectives. All I had left really was 1 scout and a fire raptor, because he had nothing to do with the fire raptor. Oh, and the storm bolters on the drop pods. But it was just hilarious right the way through, and that's what it's about. But I just spent 9 minutes talking about my game last night, because it enthused me. I've got to get those White Scars painted up. I'm going to go into the tournament. I'm going to buy me ticket as soon as I get in this morning. I'm going to go and buy me ticket for Vegas. I just want to do it. I'm just going, and yeah, just getting on with it. And we started painting terrain. Let's get back to the shop anyway, unless I'm me playing games. So we started painting the terrain up. Oh, there's loads of it. My arm is aching from dare I say vigorous dry brushing. but yeah, gotta get through it, gotta get it painted, and it's working. It's looking good, that's the main thing. Mats are all en route. I've had the dispatch confirmation to say that they're coming through. and Game Mat EU, which is who are predominantly using the mats. We have some of the fat mats from Frontline Gaming, but I genuinely I like the Game Mat ones. I think there's more of a photo realism to them, and he's been good enough to donate one into a prize fund. So there's to add to the prize pool, there's or part of the prize pool, however it all pans out. There's a Game Mat up for grabs, which is good. I don't know which one it is yet. Whichever one he sends that he doesn't invoice me for, I suppose. So that's good news. And yeah, we just got to get this terrain painted up and my white scars painted up. We've got to help Lee paint his Eldar up, because otherwise he won't be able to make it in time. I've got to finish building the shop, and I've sacked the web guy. So it just gone too far. And tell me if I'm wrong here, folks. I'm the customer, he's the business. So I'm chasing him, and I'm not chasing him religiously every day because I've got that much on, and it has become a little bit of an elephant in a room, the website, where it's like, there's no point in me dealing with it because it's not going anywhere, so I avoid it and I do other things. Now ultimately he was waiting for the CSV file so that he could import all the data, and he's waiting for payment options. I've rang my payment providers because I didn't want to use the ones he suggested, because I'm already set up with WorldPay, who are much more recognised brand and trusted than a company called Stripe that was getting suggested to me. And I said to him, well, you need to speak to my card payments people, you need to speak to WorldPay. I needed to send him a number and such, and he was like, oh, we need to chat about it, we need to do this. So I said, alright, well, can you chat today? Oh no, I've got a Skype call. Now, the Skype call doesn't last 24 hours. I'm working, 12 to 19 hours a day. If I'm your customer, I expect you to be able to put time aside. He said, I've got time free on Saturday. Saturday being one of my busiest days of the week. Now, no surprise, he didn't get in touch with me Saturday. I didn't get in touch with him either because I was busy. But why is he not being in touch? So I sent a message anyway, just saying, listen, where exactly is it up to? If it's not done, refund me my money and I'll have to take the business elsewhere because it's just costing me now and I need it. Am I wrong? That's what I'm asking you ultimately, guys. Tell me, am I wrong? Should I have done this a long time ago? I feel I should have. I feel I've lost a lot of money and I've lost a lot of credibility probably as well by not having the website. Now I've got to get a website built from scratch because whatever work he had done, which I've never seen anything either, kept saying to me he was going to show me on a staging site or something or other along those terms, and I was going to get to see what it looked like so I could see the imagery behind it and all that. I've never seen any of it. I've just sort of gone off his word that it's going to look better than every other website out there, and he's not a bad guy. I don't particularly want to fall out with him, but his answer of, oh well, I've got other clients as well, you can't expect me to just wait around for you. No, I can't expect you to wait around for me, but at the point where I've paid your money, when I come back to you, you fit me in. You don't then make me wait months. And if you can't fit me in, then you do the decent thing in business and you say, right, I can't actually do the job for you now because I've took other work on and I'm too busy. Here's your money back, minus a couple of quid for whatever work you've done, but here's your money back, and so good luck. Here's a few recommendations, whatever. If he can't do it, he should pass me on to someone else. That's what I'd do. If I haven't got something in stock, I tell people where they can get it, or when I can get it, whatever it might be. I don't know. But yeah, so let me know that. But the good news is, it's a bit of a saving grace that I'm not waiting on it anymore, because now I can go and source somebody else to do it. His argument back to him is, all right, let's see if we can salvage this and just get it done. We can get it live. He's away in Spain for a week. He's not back till the 14th, and he'll do it when he comes back, and it'll be live within a couple of days. But I've heard that too many times. We've got the standing joke, haven't we? You guys are listening to me. 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And it's been 2 weeks for as long as these CarCasts have been running. I think this is number 15, is it? So that's 15 weeks. It's just I don't believe him. Is ultimately where I'm at. So now I need to get my website designed from scratch again. The good news is I've got the CSV built to a point. It obviously needs updating, but it was always going to need updating every day, probably every week, definitely. That covers that off. Rest of the shop, because I'm conscious that we've wrapped through 15 minutes there, and all I've done is moan about a website guy, but in a good way, and saying about me playing 40k because I was just chuffed. Yeah, we've got next weekend is pre-release weekend for Eldritch Moon for Magic the Gathering. Now, we've sold quite a bit, we've still got a few left, and it really is something that anybody who watches who's got any interest in Magic the Gathering needs to get involved with. If you're not local to me as a store, go to your local store and play in this event. Any store that does them. You can play in tournaments, you can play Friday Night Magics, you can play different formats of Magic. I don't think there's anything as fun as a pre-release. We do a midnight one on the Friday night, and then we do a midday Saturday and a midday Sunday, and then we've got a juniors one which is midday Saturday as well. And you just open a new cards from the new set. I'm fine with seeing them all on the spoilers, but actually having them in the hand of your cards, you get these cards, you get to keep them. So you get new cards from the new set, you're winning new cards from the new set. Everybody that just takes part gets a new packet of cards, a new booster pack at the end of the event for the new set. And you make a deck out of the cards that you just pulled out. So you get 6 boosters, which is 4 Eldritch Moon and 2 Shadows over Innistrad. And you build a deck out of them. We as the store then supply you with your land that you need, and once you've got that, then you crack on and play some casual tournament games. Winners getting more boosters out of the new set a week before they come out. That's only a week early, but it's a bit of fun. It's 25 quid, that's what we're selling our boxes for, and for that you're getting your 6 boosters, which straight there is 20 quid anyway, because we do 3 boosters for a tenner. And then you get a life spin counter, which they're worth £1 or whatever. You're getting a foil double-sided zombie token, which is exclusive to the pre-release. And then you're getting your foil mythical rare and a deck box, plus an extra booster as well. So your quid's in. It's actually a cheap event, and it's not a super competitive thing. It's a fun thing. So yeah. Get your names in, get your names down for it. We've still got boxes left. And actual booster boxes, we're still doing £80 for a booster box on pre-order. If you want one after pre-release, so after the 17th, then those boxes are going to be £95. I've got to put the prices up because all my prices have gone up for everything, for Magic, for X-Wing, basically anything that comes in from America, because the pound's so weak against the dollar at the moment, or whichever way around the terminology is. It's so low because of all this Brexit and stuff. To put the prices up, they'll never put them back down. It's not going to be a case of if the pound suddenly rockets and becomes worth double what it is now, they're not going to reduce the prices. I know that, you know that, but unfortunately that means your toys cost more money. We're keeping booster packs the same, even though they've gone up 10 pence in retail as well. They're now £3.69 a booster. They've always been £3.59 and we've done £3.50, but it's gone up another 10 pence. And the way I see that is there's 36 boosters, it's gone up 10 pence, £3.60. It's one booster in a box to keep the deal, and we'll keep the 3 for £10 deal as well. But the actual price of a box I've got to put up because I'm paying more for them, and I don't make a lot of money by selling boxes. We make money by selling individual boosters. I'm happy to sell boxes, but not at a cost. So that's where that cost is. But yeah, pre-release, get yourselves in for that. Get yourselves sorted for any boxes that you need. Other stuff that's going on, it's just generally ticking along. Registration terminal Dave's nearly finished. That should hopefully be in over the next few days. He was finished coding it yesterday, I believe. It all looks good, and I've seen that work, and I don't understand it, but it works. I don't understand how it works, but it does. I understand the simplicity of it for you as a customer and for me as an operator, and that's good. And yeah, we're just sort of cracking along. There's a guy coming in this afternoon to see me about vinyl graphics and such. So if the price is alright for that, then I'm going to get all the graphics ordered, because they're annoying me. There's two ladies came in yesterday to buy Pokemon for the grandson out in Australia, and Waterstones told them about us, which was good of Waterstones. But she said she would have never known that you did it, and she's quite right. I miss the trick all the time, because I think to myself, oh well, I haven't got vinyls on the windows, I'll get them ordered, but then the money always needs to go to something else, or there's something more important, like getting the tournament halls ready. If I don't have vinyls on the windows, I don't shut down. But if I don't have the tournament halls ready, then my tournament doesn't go ahead, and it'll cost me masses. So it's a priorities thing, but we would make more money if we had them. So it's time management's difficult, I won't lie. But yeah, I think that's it. I think we're at 22 minutes there, and I've rambled. Half of it was about 40k, because I was made up. Let's get 40k going again. Let's get all the games going. We need more war games being played in war games, and just around the country in general. Anybody who's watching around the world in general, let's stop with any hate and whatever there is for these different companies. There's enough crap going on in the world with politics that we don't need to start being politicians over wargaming. Let's just play our games and enjoy them. Get into them all. Let's just get it done. And let's crack on with it, yeah. So I'm going to jump off because I'm about to park up, guys. Thanks for listening. Another long one this week. As always, comments are appreciated. Let me know what you think about whatever you want. And I'll see you next week. See you later, guys.